Welcome to another episode of Podcast Century. I'm your host, Emma.
And I'm Alex. I am so happy to be here again. Let's start with the story. A few months ago, the fintech giant Klarna announced that its new AI assistant was doing the work of 700 full-time customer service agents. In its first month, it handled 2/3 of all customer service chats.
700 agents. And it's not just call centers. A few years back, an AI-generated artwork won first prize at the Colorado State Fair's art competition, leaving human artists shocked and confused.
Right. For years, the story we were told was that automation was for repetitive, manual jobs. Driving trucks, working on an assembly line, we were told that creative and knowledge-based work was safe.
That promise has expired. The AI revolution isn't just coming anymore, but it's here. And it's climbing the corporate ladder, moving from the factory floor to the corner office.
So, on today's episode, we're tackling the question that's simmering in the back of everyone's mind. Is my job safe from AI? And if not, what do I do about it?
You know, Alex, this topic brings up such a complex mix of emotions. When you hear a story like the one about Klarna, what's your first gut reaction?
Honestly, a little knot forms in my stomach. There's a definite baseline of anxiety there. It's impossible not to hear about 700 jobs being automated and immediately start thinking about the tasks you do every day, wondering which of them an algorithm could learn.
It's a very human reaction. That fear of obsolescence is real. But then, a few moments later, another feeling creeps in for me. Genuine curiosity.
Okay, yeah, I get that too. It's like, wow, that's slightly terrifying, but also, what can I do with this? The power of these tools is just sitting there, available to everyone. It sparks a sense of possibility.
Exactly. It's this strange duality. One minute you're worried about AI taking your job, the next you're excited about how it could supercharge your abilities. So to our listeners, just take a moment and ask yourself, which side of that coin are you on right now? Anxiety or excitement?
Let's make this more concrete. We need to look at the specific industries where these tectonic plates are shifting. Let's start with the creative fields, the artists, writers, and designers.
This is where we see the most vivid examples. AI can generate photorealistic images, create entire branding packages with logos and color palettes, write marketing copy, and even compose original music for videos. The raw act of creation is being automated.
It is. But what is that leaving behind? The AI can generate 50 logo options in a minute, but does it understand the company's soul? Does it have taste or a unique point of view? The human role here is shifting from being the hands that create to the mind that directs, from artist to creative director.
That's a key distinction. The value moves up the chain to strategy and curation. Okay, now let's talk about programming. For the last decade, learn to code was hailed as the golden ticket to a secure career.
It was the ultimate advice. But tools like GitHub Copilot are now like having a master programmer sitting next to you, suggesting code, finding bugs, and writing entire functions for you. It's an incredible productivity booster.
So what does that mean for a junior developer whose main job was to write that kind of standard code?
It means their value has to shift. It's less about knowing the syntax of a language and more about understanding system architecture, thinking through the business logic, and being able to manage the complexity that AI helps you build so much faster. The focus moves from writing code to solving problems.
This pattern seems to repeat itself. Now think about professions like law or finance. A huge part of the work, especially at the entry level, involves research, poring over thousands of pages of case law or financial documents.
Which is a perfect task for a large language model. An AI can review 1 million documents for a key piece of information in seconds, a task that would take a team of paralegals weeks.
So once again, the AI handles the data processing, freeing up the human lawyer or analyst to focus on the higher level skills, building a case strategy, negotiating a deal, or building a relationship with a client. The tasks requiring judgment and interpersonal skills.
And we haven't even touched on one of the biggest and most personal industries, healthcare.
Absolutely. This is a field where the stakes are literally life and death. We're seeing AI models now that can read a mammogram and detect breast cancer with a higher degree of accuracy than a human radiologist.
Okay, it's easy to listen to all of this and feel a sense of dread. We've covered a lot of ground where jobs are clearly being reshaped. So let's flip the script. Let's talk about the incredible opportunities this creates. That's incredible. So it doesn't make the radiologist obsolete, but it transforms their job into one of verification and patient consultation. They can focus on the complex cases and on the human side of care, which is arguably the most important part.
This is the most important part of the conversation. The dominant concept here is augmentation, not just replacement. The question isn't, will an AI take my job, but how can I use AI to become exceptional at my job?
Think of it like giving a calculator to an accountant. It didn't make accountants obsolete, it made them faster and more accurate, allowing them to focus on financial advising. AI is like a calculator for words, ideas, and data.
Let's use education as an example. A teacher today is stretched thin, trying to teach to the middle of the classroom, but an AI tutor can create a unique, personalized learning plan for every single student, adapting to their pace in real time.
And that frees up the human teacher to do what only a human can: mentor, inspire, coach social skills, and help students find their passion. Their role is elevated from instructor to guide.
This leads to maybe the most exciting opportunity of all, the rise of the individual creator and the solopreneur.
The company of one powered by AI. 10 years ago, if you had a great idea for a business, you needed a team. You needed a web developer, a graphic designer, a copywriter, a social media manager. You needed a lot of capital.
Today, AI can be that team. You can use different tools to design your logo, build your website, write your blog posts, and even create your marketing strategy. AI dramatically lowers the barrier to entry for entrepreneurship.
It's a massive democratization of skill. An individual with a great idea and the ability to leverage AI now can compete with established companies. That's a huge shift in the economy.
And beyond empowering individuals, it's also creating entirely new categories of jobs that didn't exist even 2 or 3 years ago. So, for everyone listening, from students choosing a major to professionals wondering about their next career move, this all feels big and abstract. Let's distill it into a practical action plan. What can people do tomorrow to start future-proofing their careers?
Right. People are now getting hired for roles like prompt engineer, which is literally the art and science of talking to AI, or AI trainer, where your job is to refine the models, correct their mistakes, and teach them the nuances of a specific industry. Okay, step one is the most important. Adopt a mindset of lifelong learning. The idea that you go to college for 4 years and you're done is over. Your career is now in permanent beta. You have to commit to constantly learning and adapting.
There's also this huge emerging field of AI ethics and auditing. Companies need people to ensure their AI systems are fair, transparent, and not perpetuating harmful biases. These aren't coding jobs. They're deeply philosophical and strategic roles that are critical for the responsible deployment of this technology. Step 2, double down on the uniquely human skills. AI is excellent at finding answers in data. It's terrible at knowing what questions to ask. So focus on things like critical thinking, creative problem solving, collaboration, leadership, and emotional intelligence. These are durable skills that will always be valuable.
I couldn't agree more. Step 3. Become an AI power user in your field. You don't need to learn how to build an AI, but you absolutely need to learn how to use one effectively. Learning how to write a good prompt is the 21st century version of learning how to use a search engine. Find the top AI tools for your profession and master them.
That's the key right there. Remember, you won't be replaced by AI, you'll be replaced by someone who knows how to use AI better than you do.
And one final piece of advice. Step 4. Build your network and your personal brand. Your reputation, your relationships, your ability to communicate and collaborate with other talented people, that is a fundamentally human asset that an AI cannot replicate.
So, as we bring this conversation to a close, it's clear the future of work isn't some dystopian landscape devoid of humans, but it is a landscape that is being fundamentally reshaped.
The defining narrative is not humans versus machines. It's humans with machines. This technology is a tool, arguably the most powerful tool ever created, and it's waiting for us to pick it up and build something amazing with it.
The jobs of 2035 likely don't even exist today, just as social media manager or app developer didn't exist in 2005. They will be created by the people who embrace this change with a sense of adventure.
So, our final thought is this: choose curiosity over fear. Be a beginner again. Play, experiment, and learn. The future belongs to the adaptable.
A perfect note to end on. If this discussion gave you something to think about, please hit that like button, subscribe to Podcast Century for more conversations like this, and let us know in the comments how AI is impacting your work life. We love hearing your stories.
Thanks so much for listening.
We'll talk to you next time.